Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me. My name's John. Today I want to talk to you about your friends, your friendship circle, and how you're managing it in this modern age in your 40s. That's the key part. Because our lives are probably busy. There's a lot going on. You might have family, you got kids, you got a small friendship circle, or you're a super popular kid. So what I want to understand, what I want to discuss today is how you're coping with it, how you're managing. I want to hear your tips and tricks and how you're getting on, and I'll share a few of my stories with you. So let me set the scene. My wife and I, we live in the middle of England. We moved here 2013, and we moved here because I had a job offer, a chance to step up in my career. And how did I get that job offer? It was through a friend that worked at the company, that knew me and recommended me. How many of you watching this video got a job through friends or family that helped you? And I guess that's where it really highlights the importance of friends and keeping a friendship circle. But it's hard, right? Life has changed immensely over the last 4 years, if we just look at that as a whole. Our communication styles probably changed, your working styles probably changed. And in all of that, you've got to navigate through maintaining friendships. And I'll say for Yvonne and I, the added extra of distance, right? And I'm sure we've all got friends that live in different towns, cities, or countries. And it's trying to keep that excitement and balance going at the same time as the practicalities of what you face. But let me say this, over the last 4 years, if I relate it to working style, as I've mentioned in a couple of other videos, I worked in sales. And what that meant was that typically I'd be out seeing customers, I'd be out visiting partners and doing deals, and then all of a sudden that moved to being online. And a whole new realm of conversation styles, trying to understand body language. And you're doing all of this through video chat, much like I'm talking to you right now. And the key part here is always about context, right? You don't know whether I'm wearing joggies, jeans, shorts, or I'm out in my pants. Scottish word for underwear. But we're doing this in this little square here, right? And you don't get the rest of the detail. And that's a little bit like friendships online through social media or apps. You don't get the full story, right? You get a bit of the chat. And I would say, again, talking about me personally, I'm Scottish. Talking to you in my Scottish accent with a slightly cheeky smile and a little bit of sarcasm mixed in, right? Because that's ingrained in Scottish people, sarcasm. But when you apply that to a WhatsApp chat, it really works out well, right? Because people just don't see the context that's attached to it. And again, coming back to the sales role, if I sit on a sales call and I'm chatting to somebody, I can't understand what's going on in the room, especially if there's more people, right? I don't know if they're making eyes at each other, if they're uncomfortable with a proposal, whether they think it's amazing. The context is missing. So relationships have seemed significantly harder to maintain over the last 4 years. Before that, on the run up to 2020, the world felt very different. But now we're in the midst of the social media epidemic. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, Signal. And again, I judge me in this situation. And sometimes when I'm messaging people, the context, the sarcasm doesn't quite land, and I found myself on the receiving end of a few falling outs. Never good, but these things happen, right? So, my wife and I, in our friendship circle, not always, but we tend to be organisers. We tend to be people that are recommending things, and again, part and parcel of that will be no kids, bit of time to be able to think about these things. But also over the last few years, that's felt hard to do. make plans and organise. People have felt more comfortable maybe just being at home, right? Our brains have shifted because we've spent a period of time there where we had no option but to spend time at home. And also age, right? We're in our 40s, maybe older. You just love the comfort of your own house. And so going out and doing things becomes harder. So you maybe just stop booking, you maybe stop planning, and suddenly friendships, they start to drift and they need that work. But where I think it's really important is getting together. I would say my friendship circle is probably 4 or 5 really close mates, close friends, you know, the ones that know everything about you, right? And then as you start to drift out a little bit, you got people you see less frequently, but you still enjoy a good catch up. And then beyond that, maybe moves to being more of an online interaction where, you know, for me, sharing memes and jokes and stories and things, that's kind of my social media interaction when it comes to apps like Signal and WhatsApp. But yeah, it's like a Venn diagram to me. I think of people that you know that you see in person and time is like never passed. And then you've got, you know, people that you maybe talk to solely online, maybe friends and family that are further afield and it takes a bit more effort to get together. And so, you know, the communication online is important to just keep that interaction so that you don't drift. Drifting is something I think that we're all familiar with. We all are probably guilty of it. Doing that, you know, there's 2 weeks no comms, 4 weeks, suddenly it's 6 months. You know, I love these memes that are like, you know, hey, let's get together. And then suddenly a year's passed and you haven't got together. I guess the part that you need to work out in your head is there a reason for that? Is there a deeper reason as to why you're not keeping in contact? And I guess also for your mental health, right, it's important that you look to those around you who are supportive, who are there to help. And I've seen that myself over the last weeks and months, dealing with my father's passing, dealing with the job situation. Friends that have reached out, reassuring, comforting, loving messages that make me realise that they think about me and they care and they want to get in touch. And so, I've said this before, but that fills your cup up, fills you up with positivity and excitement, and off you go and get on with your life. But question to you, how are you managing your friendships and your relationships as you get older? Is it proving harder to do? What's your tips? How are you doing it? Share them with me down in the comments. I really want to understand it. But of course, in the slightly different situation here, and I don't want to overlook it, but my best friend is my wife. I've got a great relationship from that standpoint. We do everything together. You know, we're not one of these couples that holidays separate. I may have done that once or twice. But we generally do everything together. So she's the number one that I look out for. And then that smaller circle around me. Is that indicative of your life as well? Is it a small group of friends or is it a wider circle? Is that just me getting older and thinking, I just really want to stay in tonight, I don't really want to do it, I don't really want to go to the pub? Is that the big difference? I mean, even the likes of going to the pub, I've given up drinking, so suddenly the pub doesn't carry its appeal. It no longer seems an exciting place to go, so you've got to find new things to do. And that might change your friendship circle also, because you know, you recognise in these moments that things like alcohol and the culture surrounding it, that does play a part in who you're surrounding yourself with. So these are the points that are in my thoughts right now, and I just wanted to share with you today. So let me just close off this video by saying thank you so much to everybody that's liked, subscribed, sent me comments. I'm genuinely blown away by the reaction of the channel. I really was not expecting this. Felt like 2024 was ending, wow, like a real challenge. But 2025 feels like it started different. In my mind, with the people around me and with you guys online. Now, before I sign off, let's say hello quickly, Dave and Tracy. Are you after this? Ah no, don't get aggy. There you go. Dave's not even bothering today, look. Not even caring. Alright, Tracy. Say goodbye to the YouTube subscribers.